Poor Frank. There he goes.
Okay. Nothing but Foley going on in the background.
All right.
It's the pre-show when everything just goes down. Literally.
Yeah. Poor Frank. He's hanging in there. He's saying, don't forget to use your brain.
Use your brain because mine's falling out of my head.
Yeah. He's a little bit like Towley. He's like Towley's...
don't forget to bring your brain.
His cousin has like the glowy eyes and the pink and stuff and still kind of that kind of bluish.
Did Frankenstein's monster have just one brain that was from a cadaver or was it multiple brains?
I think it was multiple parts, one brain.
Okay. Because that makes, because brains kind of break down quickly. So, Dr. Frankenstein, he was out there digging up stuff, fresh in the ground. Not today.
I think he was like trying to find the right parts so he could create this gross abomination. Right?
A beautiful human. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome was. What he was really going for there.
He tap danced with that guy, right? Is that it?
Are you thinking Little Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein. I know. I'm just yes, I am.
I'm talking about the real Frankenstein.
Maybe we should put that on our Hollow watch list.
Good.
We could find out what actually happened.
Got the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You got the young Frankenstein. There's probably a third one in there. Frankenstein.
All right. Anyways.
Show intro.
Episode 16. Episode 16. Okay. Yes, there you go.
Our Frankenstein discussion is over. Good night, everyone.
Bye. And outro. Wait. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ryan and Rizzo is... Oh, wait. What? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So how are you, yo?
I'm fine. Things have been a little spooky the last few days.
Spooky?
Been busy. How about you? How are things in Casa de Ryan?
Quarantined, but they're good. So
I know. I heard about that. You take care of yourself now. You hear? Okay.
We will.
All right.
We're gonna ride out the wave, see what happens. But yeah, otherwise we're good.
Take care of the missus.
Yeah.
Stay away.
She's missing out because she's got a loss of taste buds now, and my cooking the past few days has been really good. So.
Because that's the thing we need to be focusing on is how amazing your cooking is. And
I know. They're missing out on it, but.
Well, then just do some guinea pig cooking, not cooking of guinnie pigs.
I'm not going to cook a guinea pig.
This isn't Peru, okay? This is America.
They're too adorable.
No, but something you want to try, you're not sure if you'd like it, but you want to try it. Do that now.
Thought about it. In the TV series iZombie, they're zombies, so they're eating things. But the only way they can really taste stuff is if it's really high spicy. People's brains. But they spice it up, because they can't taste it otherwise.
Salsa and Tabasco and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm maybe we just need a really heavy spice meal to burn her sinuses back to normal, maybe.
I have a friend in town. It's one of Shortround's buddies from kindergarten and first grade, and they're still friends. And her dad makes these ridiculously hot sauces.
Nice.
And they're really good. So maybe I need to send you a bottle of Mr. Rick's hot sauce.
It'll be fine. Cleanse the system.
Yeah, Headless Engineer, he is really into spicy stuff, and even he has trouble with some of it sometimes because it's so stinking hot. But
peppers are crazy like that. They can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he uses intense stuff too. It's pretty good. Anyways.
So how are things spooky in your world?
I know. Spooky times at the manor this week, man. So I sent you a picture, which I'm not posting on. No.
Mm-hmm.
So Sir Rizzo came over with his puppers on some day. I don't know. Was it Monday? I have no idea. Anyways, it's some day. And they went out to the backyard just so he could sniff around. Not the dog, not my dad.
Make sure everything's safe for my daughter.
What is that? Anyways. And so, and actually the dog's name is Riz. So anyways, Riz was sniffing around. He is. So Riz was sniffing.
Rizzo.
I know it's whatever. It's fine. So Riz is sniffing around, and then it's was behind our AC unit.
Mm-hmm.
We go over there, and there's a dead mouse. And I was like, okay, that's really gross. And so I got rid of it. And then there was just this little dusty mouse print when I pulled it up.
Chalk line.
So I called, yeah, exactly. And so I thought I was like, oh, Mickey, haha. And then I was like, oh no, it's Dusty. So poor little Dusty the mouse. There was no anything. And Riz was ready to take care of it. So.
I wonder if one of your cats had left it there or did
cats
its
indoor.
job. Okay.
Our cats are indoor. And there's no way, maybe, I think that Daisy wouldn't do that at all. But I'm thinking Kit Kat might, but she'd probably be here and put it on Headless Engineer's face and be like, here's a present, Dad. And he'd be like, thanks. And then throw her against the wall or something.
This is what Harley would do. They'd kind of look at it and just kind of the quick pause.
Hungry hippos or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Slap, slap. Going to knock you unconscious now.
Do you think she'd get it? Harley probably would, huh?
Harley would. I mean, it's funny because our cats are very indoor. Unfortunately, they're declawed because we were young. But when their fly or moth gets in, they are all over it. It's amazing how they can catch it. Because they will up against the door, smack it in place, then scoop it into their mouth.
Ew. I'm just kidding. It's the circle of life, you guys. Yeah.
You got to get their protein somehow.
So then, okay, so that was Monday because I'm thinking about it because I put these in order, chronological order. Mm-hmm. And then that night I sent you another picture of we were helping, because I told you Headless Engineer's best friend moved. So we were helping him unpack the truck. And then Shortround decided to take a ride on the hand truck. So I just called her Hannibal Shortround because it's just what it looked like. She just needed she was didn't know what to do with her hands thing.
Yeah.
You did the little mask.
Riding on a two-wheeler is interesting because you're even for as short as she is, there's no back support. So you actually have to stay really rigid or you kind of get sucked through or you just have bars digging into your back.
Yeah. I mean, even my father-in-law was the one that was rolling her and he obviously had enough weight to push her, but anyways. And then, so should we talk about Baukstober? I think we should cut in and talk about Baukstober and then explain this last one.
Okay.
So how's your Baukstober been this week?
I've
explained it to the kids.
Slacked off the past few days. I think the past 2 days.
For a good reason. You're taking care of your wifey. You're taking care of the
wife. Plus, I'm just kind of drained a little bit. Because some of my Baukstobers, I've put more effort into it than I really intended. Because I started there's a program called Adobe. I just went blank on it. Adobe Animate. It used to be known as Flash.
Uh-huh.
And so I've been what's this button do? Can I learn how to use this program? And so I've been animating stuff, and I'm not a very good artist. So it's very rudimentary stuff.
You've seen mine, haven't you?
Yeah, but these are cute.
Oh my gosh, it looks like Shortround did them, but it's not. Anyways,
fine.
Thanks. Okay.
Your Freddy Krueger had some really good detail on the face.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I'll have to show it.
I mean, your drawings are consistent. When you look at my actual drawing stuff, it's all over the place because a lot of people, even the tree that was beneath where it was a tree.
That was really good. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just a mixture of I did a whiteboard, dry erase whiteboard. Very little coloring on it. Then I took it and added that weird yellow smoky overlay on my phone because I'm oh, that actually kind of fits in with this piece.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for mine, last week, Pumpkin, let's see, he died and then he came back because of the sandwich and then he started eating the brains. And then where were we at? We were at, blank. That's right. So he was on the blank page when we started last week. And then, so you didn't see this because he was eating the brains. And this was the scar because the guy says that's going to leave a mark. And then he decided to add sprinkles to the brains, to the pumpkin brains, because, that was sweet, right? But he had a tummy ache, so he had a nightmare. And this is the one you're referring to. This was way too intense. Yeah, and Krueger decided to, and I did the logo of the film. And then basically for the last 4 days, Freddy's been like haunting him up until last night when the little nebula was there and there was a shooting star. And he's saying, please make Freddy go away. And Freddy's like up in the corner right there, still hanging. And there's some little, it's Ms. Pumpkin. She has a mole and a bow. And hers says, please send me love.
The Cindy Crawford of pumpkins.
So it's Ms. Pumpkin, like Ms.
Well, it's because the mole and the bow. Yeah, Cindy Crawford had the mole, you know.
Yeah. So did Ms. Pac-Man. Anyways, so we'll see what happens. The narrative continues because today what's today? Smoldering.
Possibly. I don't like. I'm off. Like for a while, I was actually able to tell what day it was based off
what baukstober
what the prompt was. But
it's Passion. Looked. Today's Passion. So I mean, you can see where the narrative's going. So yeah, I hashtagged it yesterday. The narrative continues because he went from being dead to zombieing to being haunted by Freddy Krueger, and now maybe he will find love. Basically,
you just spoiled the whole show of Supernatural.
Oh, my bad. Oh, Freddy Krueger and a zombie and a sandwich?
Just being dead, then not being dead, then falling in love. You can throw a sandwich in there because Dean's very big on sandwiches.
I've never seen that show. I said movie. I've never seen that show.
I recommend it.
That was a really nice way of GTFO and watch the show.
I would recommend it because it is a show that's been going on forever. I think it's on its 20th season. They're about to wrap up. But for a CW show, and I said because CW shows can be really good and then get really
not good,
teeny bop emotion type stuff. Yeah, and Supernatural has some of that, but it's not overkill. Like at some points, like Flash and Supergirl and Green Arrow, they all kind of like. This is a little bit more sentimental than I was expecting because you literally just put 5 arrows in a guy's chest. And now...
yes, very sentimental, yes.
Yeah. Stops it. But Supernatural's been fun. Plus, I mean, the fact that, kind of like with my Dresden books, I love it when they mess with historical lore. And by that, I mean vampires, witches, angels, demons, the stuff that we kind of grew up hearing about and how like this is how we're going to approach it. So I've enjoyed it.
I'm just going to pop back to those spooky times. So on Thursday, I was at my tea work and a name popped up on the screen. And this was after, like I said, like Freddy's been haunting Pumpkin all week. And it said Krueger. It said Krueger on it. And then it said Rona. And I was like, what is going on? So I just thought it was like COVID that like murders teenagers in their sleep or something. And I just was like, what's happening? And so it was very spooky here.
Would Corona Krueger kill them for having sex beforehand or for not washing their hands after the bathroom?
Not washing their hands after sex. I don't know.
Or if
it's like a combo of each.
During sex.
Just 6 feet away, kids. 6 feet away.
You're not being safe.
I don't know how that would work. Anyway, okay. So, do you want to talk Halloween right now, or do you want to talk about it later?
We can do it now. I'm just kind of going with
Halloween. I didn't know that was even a thing because we don't have Hulu, but this is kind of a cool.
It is. So I had to go digging for it second day, but Hulu and I think HBO Max has like here's Halloween based stuff as well.
Oops.
But Hulu has a section. It's Huluween. You go into it. Here's Halloween based movies or scary movies, and then it has a really cool section. Halloween TV episodes.
That's what, I should check that out.
So like I listed down, let me find my notes.
You had Goldberg's, Buffy, 30 Rock, King of the Hill, and Will and Grace.
Yeah. So it had all those episodes up and it was the Halloween episode. So you'd have to go digging through it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Because I've done that in the past where I just go through and kind of look at what streaming services I have.
Yeah.
Figure out what shows they have and go to IMDb and be okay, what's the Halloween one?
Right.
So Hulu just made it easy, and it's been really nice because just if you're trying to catch something spookier, Halloweenish,
Yeah.
short, fun, then the TV show's been great. Like, I'd never really watched Will and Grace, but I'm like, oh, this is a kind of fun episode.
Yeah. And then was I know the Goldbergs do Halloween ones like a lot. Was it the one where Adam dressed like Weird Al?
No, this was when he wanted to be like an actual. He didn't want to trick or treat with just the kids anymore. And
okay.
It was like the first one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that was like either first or second season. Yeah.
Yeah. And like Grandpa shows up dressed as a Ghostbuster. He's like, I don't want to do that. So
yeah. Cool.
So, yeah. It's not too Halloween. Awesome. I mean, there's other, like I mentioned, HBO Max. I noticed they had like a Halloween category, but it's gonna be some. I didn't know if I noticed any TV shows in it.
Okay.
But Max is kind of this ever-growing thing. So
nice. Yeah. I mean, it's been good for finding whatever. I mean, I use that as my Rick and Morty / Harley Quinn source, but other than that, like.
And if you're searching for Halloween episodes, if you know that you have access to Friends on whatever service, go to IMDb and look in like show by order, and pretty much if the show aired around October 20th through the 31st, there's a good chance it's a Halloween episode.
There's a Halloween, yeah. Because Friends was very, and I will actually probably talk about this because there's something that I do for Thanksgiving every year that I'm doing on the 1st of November this year. But Friends was always Thanksgiving, but I can at least think of one very specific episode that was very Halloween centric.
And not all shows will have a Halloween episode. I mean, I've come across some like, oh yeah, this aired on October 20th. But they didn't do anything for Halloween, so.
Right. Yeah. All right. So you've been doing some other reading. Speaking of Dresden, you mentioned Dresden before.
Still working on Dresden. Let's see. I just finished up. I keep going back and forth. Just finished up. Not Ghost
Cold
Stories.
Days.
Cold Days. Thank you. Ghost Stories was the one prior to that.
Now you're reading the Buffalo Bill story or what?
Yeah, the Buffalo Bill. Yeah, skin game now.
It's like skin game. Oh.
Put it under skin. This is book 15 of, I think there's 17 or 18. The most recent one just came out. So
cool,
yeah, it's been fun. It's just to kind of marathon them. The books are about 15 to 16 hours total because I'm doing it through Audible. So it's a lot to get through, but Game of Thrones, that was 45 hours per book. So it's not as much to get through.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Stories in my head.
There you go. And then Community. Did you go through The Boys? Did you finish the whole second season?
I'm caught up with The Boys. Yeah, I just finished that.
And yesterday. Good?
I like it. I dig it. It's been fun. It's heroes in a weird way, or superpowered beings in a weird way, and
got it.
An interesting world. So really enjoyed that. Raised by Wolves, I'm going through slowly, just because it's heavy sci-fi. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm like, I have to be in the mood where I'm not going to be staring at my phone every 5 seconds.
Right.
Which is harder these days, it seems.
There's some of those shows where you really have to be like involved to pay attention to what the heck's actually going on instead of just mindlessly going through. So. Yeah.
It's like, I want to watch this and experience what the director, producer, all of them were trying to convey by creating this world. So, and the actors. So,
okay, and so how do we do this? I'm looking at Judge Dredd, and I'm thinking of Sylvester Stallone. But like, how do we do? It's like Sylvester versus Arnold versus Sigourney.
Well, it's
like, how does that work? I don't understand the like.
So a few weeks ago, I mentioned I was reading the Alien omnibus and the Predator omnibus, which it's just big stacks of comics. This is the Judge Dredd. So there's also a Predator versus Alien omnibus. Okay. This is the Judge Dredd versus Alien versus Predator, because the Predators are the ones that are bringing the aliens to the different planets because they want to hunt them, and things go chaotic. And then Judge Dredd is just
sounds like Deliverance, but like like otherworldly. Anyways,
through the comic books, I've learned that the reason that the aliens have spread throughout the universe, it's because of the Predators. Okay. Because they'll pick a planet, like, we're going to release the eggs on this. I know, jerks.
Jesus. Anyway.
They'll release the aliens, little face crabs. and then they'll find something to create an alien. Then the predators will go down and try to hunt them because they're all about the hunt. In this case, they did so in or near Mega City, and Judge Dredd gets involved. So it's just kind of a fun, like, seeing Dredd.
It just sounds funny.
Yeah, it's like Dredd going hand to hand with a predator. And there's this one screenshot I capture. I'll share these later on. Like, Dredd's got still has the helmet on, because the comic book Dredd never takes the helmet off.
Okay.
Sly did.
Yeah, so we don't actually know it's Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But in the remake, the reboot of Judge Dredd, when Carl Urban played it, it's kind of speaking to the boys, he kept the helmet on. So there's a scene where Dredd is fighting a predator, no shirt on, but he's got the helmet.
You got to see the pecs, man. Yeah, you got to. Come on.
So it's just like this gritty art and like this weird. There could be a worse post-apocalyptic type world, but Mega City doesn't seem that good. So that's Judge Dredd versus Predator versus Alien.
Is that one of your cats getting the fly or what?
No.
All right. Okay. And I'm gonna talk about some normal people stuff.
Yeah, tell me about your Masked Singer. That's normal.
I'll tell you. No, I'm gonna talk about Scrubs first.
Okay, tell me about your Scrubs. That's normal.
Have you been watching? Do you ever watch Scrubs at all?
We haven't. We watched it when it was on Comedy Central back in the day all the time. We haven't picked it up on the streaming service or anything, but I know
it's just like we've started to watch it again. That's one of our mindless shows, and we're right to the end of season 2. Like Turk and Carla are engaged, and Jordan had her baby with Dr. Cox, but Dr. Cox doesn't know it's his baby yet. Like that kind of time frame, and Elliot and JD are like kind of together, not really kind of together.
Dr. Cox is the kind of
John C. McGinley,
the douchebag, but not douchebag.
Yeah, speaking of running around with a mask on and your shirt off, like that's his thing too. Yeah, like he always has to have a shirt off.
He's got the body for it, so I mean,
I don't know. That's not. Anyways,
you put in the time to show it off. You go, girl, boy.
And 3 snaps in a Z formation. Snap, snap, snap. Anyways, so that's Scrubs, and then so we watched
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry,
I don't know. It's like that's the thing. It's like I don't know. Anyways, okay, snap, snap, snap. So then we watched Masked Singer this week. And I didn't do a lot of other consuming other than a couple of things. But so they went back to Group B because I guess Group C is not going to start performing until after the World Series, which still isn't started yet because all these other games keep going like as far as long as possible. Like I know the Tampa Bay Rays are in the Super Bowl. Nope, that's not it. What is it? World Series. See, I see you. Oh, you have the baseball shirt on. I have the football shirt on today.
It's a fake logo though.
And this is Ray Finkel laces out football, so that's about as fake as it can go. But
this is the Sod Poodles.
Yeah.
But this is not the actual Sod Poodle logo. This is the joke that someone came out beforehand and released. So I'll stand
good. It's so good though. Yeah. Da 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 da. It's so cute. I'm not standing up, but this is Ray Finkel.
I do like the Ray Finkel.
I know you do. It's good. That's weird because we didn't even call each other guys. We just wore sports shirts. Go sports. Anyways, speaking of sports and Masked Singer, we're talking about the World Series. So Group C will start after that, but they went back to Group B for their second elimination, and they eliminated Baby Alien. Poor little thing. He's so cute. Anyways, and it ended up being Mark Sanchez. Speaking of sports, he was the former Jets quarterback.
Oh, okay.
For a long time. He was a commentator and different thing and analyst and stuff. And so it was just very weird because not only was he like singing, I mean, he wasn't like the best singer, obviously, but he wasn't horrible. But he was also doing the puppetry for the baby alien, like in his little like alien spaceship thing, which was pretty cool. So anyways.
So he's singing, but making the mouth move somehow.
Yeah, and also like moving the body too, like while he's singing underneath the thing.
That's impressive.
I know, it was pretty good.
Yeah, puppetry's not easy. That's a lot going on.
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, it's got to be Jeff Dunham. And I was like, just because he happens to be like a ventriloquist, like that doesn't mean like anything. And so it was pretty impressive because like nobody guessed. I mean, not even in the like realm of where they would have for Mark Sanchez. So It's kind of a really random like one-off too, because like yes, he's like famous because he was a famous quarterback, but not like in the spotlight too much anymore and everything.
If it was Jeff Dunham, it would be a whole choir.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like it would have been because that's how he rolls. He's insane enough, and he can make his own puppets.
And he would do that.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he'd ever do the show. Maybe, who knows? But anyways.
I don't know. He sarcastically maybe. I got to talk to him a few years back, and it's pretty cool how when he travels around, he has got a trailer that's pretty much just the puppet lab. Mm-hmm. To craft stuff together. It's like rock on. So
and
he's a very big. Maybe.
Anyways, okay.
He's also a big family guy too, family man. So he's like, I don't want to be on the road all the time. So maybe Masked Singer might take him away. I don't know.
Because he has Audrey and then like the babies and like the girls and stuff. I remember all that. Anyways, so I do want to talk about something very weird. So, a man named Al.
Al, what's he done now?
Did you watch the music video at all?
The Portugal, the Man song?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Yeah, Who's Gonna Stop Me? So basically, the way that they did it was they did with the Indigenous Peoples Day, and they released the song again. Let me say it again. Who's Gonna Stop Me? And it was because like when you think of Weird Al, like you think of like parodies and pastiche and all these like funny songs or whatever, and it was very real, and he was just like supporting Portugal the Man on their song, but it was super cool and had a very strong message, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
It's a serious Al song.
Yeah, it's Portugal the Man. He's just on it because it's like their song, but it's featuring Weird Al.
Okay.
And it's good because like in the video itself, there were these really interesting, like they almost looked like they were like sketched images like on the like real life music video, but then like he's doing his like Al dancing in it, but like still singing seriously. But he like turns into this. There's like a wolf thing, and he like fits into the wolf picture, and it's pretty cool.
Okay,
like, you should watch it. Yeah, give it a watch. It's 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll probably watch it again after the show because it's really really good. But
check it.
Just I mean like it's good because it brings notoriety to Indigenous Peoples Day and just kind of brings out that message that is important for people to hear. So
yeah, very cool.
I thought it was great.
Very cool.
Yes. Okay.
So speaking of great things and things that
music
are influential, what is your album of influence? I believe it is album number 2 I chose.
So I have to talk to you about this first before we get into it, because I was looking through the things last night and you picked number 2, and we've had this conversation how there's Cronenberg's left, like a few of them. And you picked number 2, which is not Lindsay at all. And then so we have number 2, and then we have number 12, number 12, number 14, and then 16 and 17, and that's it. So we only have 5 left. And at least half of those after we finish today are Buckingham. And so I'll have you pick the next one, because I remember I told you we're having we sort of mentioned this. We have our special episode next week.
Oh yeah.
As long as you don't like cough up a lung. Yeah, that was perfect timing actually. Yeah.
Halloween Spectacular.
Yes. Our Ryan and Rizzo Halloween Spectacular part 2. Because we did that back in the day too.
It's true. So yeah, well, I know Buckingham's in the future, but what is today's album?
You're like, would you stop talking about him for God's sakes? It's not even that. So today is the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. So it's the last soundtrack on the. Yeah, you picked the last soundtrack. Good job. And that was released in. It says 21 August 1987. And I actually put it. I thought it was from when I was 5, but I guess it was from when I was 4. Please don't die. Anyways,
it's just a
and this song. This was the like vinyl record in my living room thing. Like I hear the songs and I can picture my old house when we used to live in the Dallas area when my parents were still married. This is Ma Rizzo and Sir Rizzo before they got divorced. But anyways,
real quick, I should know this, but Dirty Dancing, the movie, Patrick Swayze and
Jennifer Grey.
Okay.
Patrick Swayze and some other chick. Yeah.
I was gonna be like, what's her face from Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, Jennifer Grey. Anyways, and like the movie was iconic, but the soundtrack even more so. Again with these things, But this was like I remember like the vinyl record, and this the whole story with this soundtrack answers the age old question: has Rizzo always been super extra? And the answer is yes.
Extra, extra.
Because I remember being in gymnastics back then, but I like wasn't any good at gymnastics. And so I would do these forward rolls, and then I would do these little like, I don't know, dance like sequences. And I'd tell my parents, I'd be like, clap for me. And then I remember Sir Rizzo, I'll never forget this as long as I live. He's like, when you do something different, we'll clap for you.
I'm imagining you
he's just keeping it real, man. He's just, he's been keeping it real.
You got the soundtrack going on. You've got your little.
Yeah.
No, I had the time of my life.
You have these like random dancing like things over there, or what are those? Those look like chamois for your car.
It's my green screen or pieces of leftover green screen.
It's pieces of leftover green screen. Yes. Yeah, it was just some like random thing because I did dance and I was pretty good at dance, and so I'd put on the costumes and I'd try to do gymnastics and for me. So, anyways,
still picturing just.
I didn't do dances with scarves, so maybe they would. Maybe if I would have, they might have clapped. Dang it! See,
maybe
these things you think about 30 plus years later. Damn it.
So I hadn't seen the movie Dirty Dancing until 2018.
Good.
And
did you like it?
Yes. The thing is, though, we had seen it. We'd seen the Broadway play Dirty Dancing 2 weeks before.
Okay.
So while both were good, it was just like, because I mean, the play was the movie, just same script, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. It was one of those interesting, like, oh yeah, I've heard this reference so many times. The little jump into Patrick Swayze's arms. I've known that reference for years.
Yeah. Yep.
And then and having just seen it in Broadway where people did that same move, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Like, yeah.
And the play was really good too, because they used kind of a minimalist set design. Yeah. But it was really good because it got you like, oh, we're now outside. Okay, yeah, you're outside. Right. We're inside now. Okay, yeah.
I believe this. This is very believable on this thing. Yeah. Dirty. Yeah. Anyways.
Be dirty dancing.
So officially, we are down to the last 4 albums.
Buckingham.
And I told you that for next week's Spooktacular, there's a very specific album that would be absolutely perfect for this, but it has to happen organically.
I was going to say, why don't you just choose it?
Well, I'm just telling you, it's either 12, 14, 17, or 18. And you have to be the one that decides
17.
That. Okay. Is that what you're picking?
That's my guess.
Okay. We'll talk
I'm
about
picking the one that's appropriate for next week.
That's the one that's appropriate for next week? Okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Anyways, thanks for letting me talk about Dirty Dancing, and I'm sad that this is coming to an end, but it's an honor to be nominated.
I bet.
Clap for me. Anyways, sorry. Scarves. All right. So tell me about A Galaxy Far, Far Away. Speaking of things 30 years ago.
So back when I was reading a lot of Marvel comics through Marvel Unlimited, their streaming service, I came across the Darth Vader series, which is about Darth Vader. And I think I gave you the wrong link because it's like Darth Vader 2020. I may have read some of those because I was just kind of like, oh, here's a series. I'm just going to keep going and going. Darth Vader. All right.
Anyway.
It's sucking my dark will to live.
Oh, the humanity.
But the series...
okay.
You have to get really basic if you're going to go with Darth Vader. But basically, it kind of picks up after different points. Like, I believe where I started, it actually kind of picked up after episode 4 of A New Hope. Okay. So it's like kind of that time between episodes, like, or episodes
Darth Vader omnibus.
Yeah. I just read a lot. But it's a lot of like, okay, you are now Darth Vader. And the Emperor's like, go build yourself a lightsaber, but you need to build it from the lightsaber of a Jedi that you have to kill. In particular, this one Jedi. Go take care of that. So it's really interesting reading a story about Vader because Vader's a villain. He's straight up the bad guy. But in this, you're reading things from his perspective. Like the last one I read, I forget what series, but it was Vader being hunted by bounty hunters. And he's just like, and you're kind of like, well, those guys are jerks, but Vader's horrible. But again, I'm kind of rooting for Team Vader here.
Yeah.
But just a good read, kind of a cool extended origin, because Star Wars is filled with that. It's like, why is this person this way? What led to this? Why is there a giant hole in the Death Star? Which they finally answered. But
that's no moon.
It is no moon. So
I'm looking at the pictures, and it's like says Gillen LaRocca, and then like.
And there was another Greg Pak was another writer, I believe.
Okay.
Comics, they'll bounce from, they'll have a writer artist do this many issues, then they'll switch to something else sometimes, whatnot. But if you want more Star Wars lore, Vader's good. I mean, Marvel has a lot of Star Wars comics that don't. You can follow Luke and Leia and Han. You can follow Vader, and then there's this whole other universe. Like, there's more than just the Jedis that we met in the movies.
Right.
So some of those comics, they're from like the 90s and 80s, actually kind of talk about those folk and what happened after Order 44, I believe it was.
I'm just looking at I'm looking at some of the pictures, and I see like on this number 13, it has like Darth, and he's doing the the Force thing, and then the Millennium Falcon's like shooting through, and then there's like Han and Luke on the next one, killing some KP-401 looking things, and then the next one is Leia, and I'm like, woo! Sorry, I love Leia.
No, there's a really good I can't remember if it's Vader or just Star Wars, but Darth Vader basically had a C-3PO, but it was an evil version.
That's cool.
And so it's like
C-3P no.
Sorry. There's like a scene where Vader's like, I want you to get as much information, then kill him or something like that. But then this other C3 is like, well, I have good news and bad news. 1, he's already dead. 2, so it's a fun read. So
number 25 is like his helmet, but it's the Death Star. These are cool. They're kind of compelling. Really they're neat. Right on. Okay.
As I was looking back at what I had screenshots, some of them were just the cover art, because I'm like, that's just really cool. Like the one that's popped up right now, I'm like, that's just a really cool image that says, it's the kind of cover art that says, what's happening in this book?
Yeah.
I want to read it.
Whichever headless just decides to pop up. I don't know which one you did, but
I think it was the one where he's looking at the other helmet.
Anyways, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's Vader. There's like I said, if you love Star Wars, there's a lot of stuff in the Marvel universe to read.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. And it's very interesting to me because, like, I know we've had this conversation before, because I think of like Joker centric for you a lot, like just because that's what you like a lot, according to your walls and stuff.
The wall and
the walls and the thing
see.
And the Anyways, but it's just like it's cool to like know that you read a lot of that stuff. So good for you.
I feel like it's cheap reading because I'm like, I can absorb these stories really quickly, and there's art to them, and like if my wife and I, she reads faster than I do, period. But if we are reading a comic book at the same time, she's going to go through it 10 times faster than me, because I will kind of stop and look at the art, because a lot of times there is story within the art itself. It's not that the writer is hoping that the artist will convey that they can't through their verbiage. Because sometimes the writers have to get edited down. Like Kevin Smith, he said one time, it's like, he sent off a script to the artist, and the artist's like, are you going to leave me any room to actually draw something? Because Kevin Smith's a little bit of he's a talkative guy, and apparently so is
very verbose. Yes.
Yeah. Now I want Batman to jump off this building and then destroy everything. So,
anyways,
yeah.
Okay.
Vader.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. All right. Bye, Tab.
Bye, Tab. No more refreshing diet drink for you.
Because there's not like. I was actually thinking about that, and I'm pretty sure I drank it like once or twice. Because it's like the little pink, can thing, but it wasn't around that much either. Right. You know what I mean? Like younger. No, my Diet Cola beverage of choice now is Coca-Cola Zero.
It's a good one.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Stop it. Stop getting the COVID. Stop.
COVID sneezes.
Anyways.
I want to say my memory of Tab is at my grandma's house out on the farm.
Right. Yeah.
In the refrigerator where you open it up and here's the refrigerator. Then the freezer.
You were in the fridge and the Tab was just there too with you or what?
Hi guys.
Out on the farm. I was in the fridge at grandma's. And there was
I was just chilling out one day and I was like, what kind of soda are you? And he said, I'm Diet Tab. So I'm trying to. Tab was Diet. I'm trying to think. I don't know that I've ever.
Yeah.
Had one since the early 80s.
I think that's the majority of the world.
It's probably why they're getting rid of it. So.
Well, and they have all these new ones, Coke Zero is not new, but it's Coca-Cola Zero, and then of course Diet Coke's been the OG, and then they have Coca-Cola Life. Have you heard that before?
I think
it's the real sugar, so it's not as bad for you, but it's still pretty good. I remember when let me think. It must have been when we went to Disneyland for Ma Rizzo's 60th. Speaking of things, 60 years. And Coca-Cola was doing this huge setup, and I think it was actually for Coca-Cola Life. So they we took each other pictures and these big things in downtown Disney, and they gave us these Coca-Cola sunglasses, all these random little things and stuff, and that was pretty fun. So
I want to say
5 years ago.
Might have been. I think it was either Disney in Florida or pretty sure. Excuse me, it was Disney in Florida, Disney World. But they had a Coke store and here's the flavors from across the world, and it's mango orange Coke. I'm like, this is not going to be tasty. Try a sample of it. It's really good.
Yeah,
but they don't sell in the U.S. It's only in China or only in Japan.
Wherever.
I always think it's fun when you get to try flavors from other places. I would drink this.
Well, we did. Do you remember when we did that when we went to St. Louis? And it was the Budweiser place.
Yeah.
And they had and of course, I couldn't because I wasn't 21, but but it was and we saw the Clydesdales and stuff too, and they which was funny.
They got their hops and everything. Yeah, it was cool.
Yep, got to do that. I remember
afterward. So when they were
I mean, you all did because you were older, and I was still. I think I was 19 or 20 maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, they were pushing the orange citrus beer or something. It was wine color, but it was orange Budweiser or something like that at the time.
That's why they have them sampled out to people here first before they get, because you're saying it out loud, and you're maybe that's not the best idea.
The Clydesdales didn't want this. Do you?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
I'm good.
Okay. So I have a bone to pick with you a little bit because I don't remember exactly what happened, but it was all a blur. But you mentioned something about killer clowns from outer space.
Yes.
And you said, you should totally watch whatever. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And as you were telling me about this, I was coming across this new Netflix film. This was called Alien Xmas, which happens to be by the same people, the Chiodo brothers. How do you say it again?
Chiodo
brothers. Yeah. Anyways,
it's 3 brothers.
And evidently, they're the ones that created Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they're also doing this Netflix family film. And it's it's not horror. It's just a stop motion. It's kind of like Nightmare. I was Nightmare on Elm Street. No, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, claymation, stop motion thing. And it's family feature based off books, children and families movies, heartfelt, feel good movie. And it says, when extraterrestrials attempt to steal Earth's gravity, only the gift-giving spirit of Christmas and a small alien named X can save the world. It just sounds really cute. And I was like, oh, that's fun. And so then you said, well, look at Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll do that. And I didn't watch the movie, but in your asking me to look at this, I came across a YouTube page, whatever. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Anyways, channel. Thank you. Called Dead Meat. Have you heard of it before?
Mm-mm.
So you'll laugh because this is totally me. So it's a channel where this guy goes through all these movies that are horror movies and talks about like what makes them like fun, but also like trashy horror, just like these, why it's good and why it's so bad it's good kind of thing. And it goes through the kill count in each of the movies, how they die, when they die, at what point in the movie they die. And I was like, this is perfect because not only do I, number one, not have to watch the film, number two, I don't get scared. And number three, I spoil it. And it's perfect. So I watched the 15-minute Killer Clowns from Outer Space Dead Meat, which was great. And it made me laugh because I was like, oh, cotton candy cocoons. Okay.
Cotton candy cocoons. Did they show the straw scene?
Yeah. They showed the straw scene where the guy like has like the swirly straw and it's like the blood that comes out of the cotton candy. And then like when he killed the police chief and then he has him like as the puppet kind of thing.
Dinosaur puppet thing.
Yeah, he just like had his hand. The clown had his hand in the thing. And then
I saw that movie at a young age, and it was one of those like, this is dumb, but it's kind of spooky because I don't do many scary movies. And I watched it later on. I'm like, this is very dumb, but very creepy because those clowns are very creepy. But the fact that you have to kill them by shooting them in the nose. And
then they like explode with sprinkles or like confetti or whatever. Yeah, it made me laugh. And then like swirl around and then like the big JoJo clown or whatever like exploded the entire thing.
It's a very weird movie, but I recommend it, especially this time of year.
It made me laugh because then with the Shorty, the little clown, when he had like he was like doing the boxing gloves and then he punched that boxer's or the biker's head off into the trash can. Yeah, it made me laugh. So
like there's 80s camp. This is like camp of the camp. So.
It was bad. And it just made me laugh like a lot because it looked ridiculous. And I didn't have to get scared. And I got to see what happened and I got spoiled. It was perfect. It was the perfect thing for me. So I started watching more Dead Meat after you.
Okay.
So I'll watch more of that this week and talk to you about. But thank you for suggesting Killer Clowns from Outer Space because it made me laugh a lot.
Just remember, go for the nose. Go for the nose.
Yep, that's the moral of the story, kids.
Then you sent me a video that was a Jurassic Park parody. But
this is not a drill, kids. This is not a drill.
It's the Animaniacs are back.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. And Pinky in the Brain. Yeah, I know. I cannot. Yeah.
So, that was another one we watched for Hulu.
Well, you'd be, right? You'd be the Brain, right? Or would you be Pinky? You might be Pinky, actually.
Probably Pinky.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of just spinning in the wheel. But, I'll
have me come up with the ideas and you just spin the wheel and do funny stuff to come.
Hey, Rizzo, what are we going to do tonight?
Same thing we do every week, Ryan. Try to take over the podcast world.
Nerf.
And
never seen it.
Show trailer. Good times. Okay, anyways.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. I think when I sent that to you, I said I think that 2020 has some redeeming qualities because any year that can give us Animaniacs is
Animaniacs at that.
Oh my gosh.
The old ones are up on Hulu and they kind of hold up.
Are they already up?
The old ones.
Oh, okay. I thought, It makes me think of the world song, the countries. And I think about that and it makes me think of Shortround because she's so into geography. And I was like, she'd probably get a kick out of that. I should probably show her that.
I am. No.
Yeah, that one.
That's all I know.
Okay. So now let's turn the page a little bit. And I want to talk about another reboot. Not really reboot, but returning type thing.
Yeah.
And tell me about all these things. Tell me about them.
Dexter, is that what you're talking about?
I am talking about
coming
Dexter.
Back for its final season. That's what they're saying, right?
Final.
Okay.
All right.
Dexter is an interesting show.
Yeah.
I watched it out of order. I started off with season 4, actually, and I loved it. The villain is John
like me
Lithgow.
And Rick and Morty. Yeah.
And Dexter, you can kind of get away with it because it's not. I think that it has the, some shows have the villain of the day or villain of the episode type thing.
Yeah.
Dexter kind of has that, but then it has the whole this is the main bad guy throughout the whole season.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out these other schmucks on the way.
Yeah. Got it.
If you don't know anything about Dexter, he works for the Miami police. He is a blood splatter expert. He's also a serial killer who has drives to kill people. And so his father, adoptive father, I believe, at a young age, said, aim it towards something else. So he, using his access rights and everything via the Miami police, like, okay, this guy did this. He got off because of this sort of issue during a trial. I'm going to go stake him out and take him out.
Right, because he's actually guilty and he needs to pay for his crime.
Yeah. So Dexter, even though he is very much a villain because he's killing people, mass majority of them are not innocent.
Yeah.
So, but
they got it coming.
I think I read, what is it? They got 10 more episodes or something like that. But the way that the show ended, a lot of people, it left it very open.
Okay.
And a lot of people were just like, what? I thought it was interesting.
Most people are like, meow.
Yeah. Ash
was one of them. Yeah, he really needs to get that closure on Dexter. Yeah.
But I'm kind of curious.
It's coming, Ash. It's coming.
I'm hoping they're going to pick up right where they left off.
Okay.
Because it was just like, you just
They need to? Yeah.
They need to.
Yeah.
I mean, when you left with, is it Michael Anthony Hall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You leave like with the camera just kind of panning in on him going, so it's like, that's it. Like, okay, that's it. That's all we get. So I'm curious if they planned this the whole time. It's like, we're going to end the show because we need to end it for whatever reason. If we can, if everyone's still alive, we'll pick up a few years down the road.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did do that because it's hard to tell, but I'm curious to see what they do with it.
Okay.
It was a good show. It was not one I recommend binge watching because I binge watched season 2 so I could catch up. I'm like, that was a lot of murder. There was so much murder.
Would it be one I would like? Do you think?
You should try it.
Okay. Okay.
Just because I don't know. I mean, there's not like a jump scare factor to it, but you won't watch John Wick because what happens to the first 3 minutes in the movie?
I could just close my eyes and then I could watch it.
But I mean, this depends. I mean, because I wouldn't say Dexter's gory, but yeah, there is gore. I mean, he sets up a kill room every single time.
Okay.
And then
I might try that maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
he's not kill rooming puppies, is he?
No.
Okay, then I'm probably good.
I think
people that had to come in, then they need to be in the kill room with him. Okay, I mean, then maybe
mistakes are made sometimes, and you kind of figure out the psychology of Dexter and the dark passenger that he refers to it as, and how he speaks to his father, who's been dead for a few years, but that's who pops up to kind of like, you don't need to be doing that, or you got to stick.
He's like
to the
his
code.
conscience, even though he's like dead, and okay, got it. Okay,
so it's an interesting show. I mean, try it out. I mean, and if, like I said, I watched out of order. It's, you'll get more if you watch it in order, but
Headless, have you watched it?
Has he watched it?
I'm looking for the thumb. There's no thumb. I don't know.
No thumbs. But like I said, season 4, you've got John Lithgow, comedy actor who has done some serious stuff. I mean, don't want to, and has played villains like Buckaroo Banzai. But he's so horribly good in season 4. It's just like, John Lithgow, you are a supreme actor. So it's just it's great.
That's good. Okay, good to know. I think we need to give it a try then.
Check it out. It's filled with the kind of stuff you're like, that's a dumb. Why did you do that? That was a dumb decision. But again, that's just a way for writers to like, we need to continue the story. Let's have them being imperfect. But more Dexter.
Cool. Sounds good. Right on. I think I will try to give that a try at some point. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, like I said, there is gore because he is a serial killer, but
and he's also solving murders, or like trying to correct the murders or whatever.
Correcting, yeah. I was like, he's not solving it. He's like,
he's
you got off.
Yeah. he's like Deadpool, kind of.
Deadpool minus getting paid for what he's doing. He's just He's a serial killer. He keeps a blood slide of every kill he has. So it's very much like,
what's a blood slide?
Well, like, the little petri dish type.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Because he's a blood analyst, and so after he does a kill, that's his trophy.
Got it.
Disturbing that I learned a lot about serial killers by watching Dexter. Trophies.
Notes,
okay.
Taking notes. Lots of murders. Kill room.
Need a lot of saran wrap for the kill.
Yeah, I was gonna say like plastic, like painters, painters plastic.
Yeah.
Got it.
That is what that room is, with them wrapped in saran wrap. Containing blood.
After he kills them or what?
No. Before they're there.
They're alive?
Yeah, he's got pictures of the victims like, this is what you did. You're not going to get away with it. Flub.
Jesus. Okay. That's intense.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'd give it a try.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
sounds like fun.
You might. See what Shortround thinks. Why not?
Pass.
It's time to get that in.
Okay.
So tell me about your tea, yo.
I thought we were going to talk about our Halloween list.
Sorry. Never mind.
I mean, I will. I could talk about tea.
No, tell about our list. Did you watch anything?
You did, didn't you? Did you watch some stuff?
I did. I'm scrolling.
I have my music video list because I went to the interwebs and talked about a few things because I've seen most of these, but they're kind of fun. So I was looking online and I found a few ideas. And so today I'm going to talk about just a few sort of like normal music videos, but they're kind of Halloween-esque, sort of creepy.
Okay.
So it's ones you can watch whenever. I mean, you can watch whatever, but that they have a Halloween twist. And next week during the Spooktacular, I'm going to go through the songs / music videos that are very Halloween centric, that, like the videos that get the most play on Halloween, that kind of thing. So we'll go through a few of those. But today I'm going to talk about
Carey's Christmas. Where are you?
All I Want for Christmas Is You. Yeah, that's a number one. That's already on my list. So yeah. Okay. So let me go through a few of these. The first one I thought was really interesting because I think you'll get a kick out of this is Beastie Boys Intergalactic. So it's like just kind of right there, kind of toes the line. Yeah. I loved that music video. I think about those and I think about like TRL and like that that time frame of all those music videos. And then 30 Seconds to Mars, The Kill, parentheses, Bury Me.
So dramatic.
Foo Fighters, Everlong. I never in my wildest dreams thought about that until they actually put it on that list. And I was like,
it's a trippy video.
I think I could see that actually. I actually remember this song because me and a couple of my girlfriends were into Foo Fighters back when it was like middle school, I think. And one of her puppies passed away and she listened to that on repeat for 3 days straight. So anyway, sorry, that's kind of a sad thing. A little sad anecdote, but anyways.
I'm waiting here for you.
Queens of the Stone Age. Burn That Witch.
Right on the nose.
Billy Idol just made me laugh. Dancing with Myself. I was like, we all know what that song's about, but anyways, still got that little creepy vibe. Little Mix, Black Magic. That's just for your little girl band people out there. I don't know. All the girl band people that watch our show. Backstreet Boys, Everybody. That's for me. Which one? They're like a haunted house and they're all dressed up in the things. Okay. Yeah, they doing the dance.
I just have this song in my head as I don't know the video reference. I'm like, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Anyways.
Monster sound.
And then, good job. Yeah, that was great. And then Rihanna, Disturbia. That's my last one. Because that's a really good one too. And there's a few other ones that I had on this list and I was like, I don't even want to. So yeah, it's kind of fun.
A few movies I noticed that might be good for this time of year. The Good Son, Macaulay Culkin, and what's
Elijah Wood.
Thank you. Jeepers Creepers. There's 2 of them.
That's the list you're working on. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The Lost Boys.
Vampires. Oh, is that you mean Kiefer Sutherland and all those guys? That one? Okay, yeah.
Classic.
Vampires.
Classic.
Yeah.
Piranha and the newer reboot of it, Piranha 3D. It's not really scary, but it's like that. Yeah. I mean, I would say Piranha's more like a summer movie just because it's water. It's like Jaws. But but you can watch
Jaws would be a good one.
Yeah. The Faculty, which is a favorite of mine from my childhood.
I was thinking about that movie when I was thinking about the teaching Mrs. Tingle or whatever. Do you remember that That was like right in that same time frame. Because wasn't that like faculty was like aliens? Did it end up being like aliens
that got into the body, like host situation?
Oh my gosh.
Elijah Wood, actually, now that I think of it. He's in that too.
I really need to watch that movie because that was like
it's not
like 99, 2000.
It has that 90s, late 90s horror to it. And it's not like jump scares, but it's just like that 90s grunge angst about it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got like the school janitor quoting Pink Floyd, "Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone," as he smashes into a bunch of people with his car. It's like, all right.
Now I have to look at this. I have to look this up. Okay, keep talking.
Josh Hutcherson, Farouk, I can't forget her name. She played Jean Grey. There's a lot of people.
Oh, Josh Hartnett, Jordana Brewster, Elijah Wood, Famke Janssen. That's who you're thinking of. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've got to watch it. Yeah, 1988.
A lot of people in the cast.
Usher, freaking Usher was in it.
Oh God, Usher was in it. Yeah, when he was like doing his little movie.
Because it was when he was in She's All That too, when he was the DJ at the dance.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he was really good. Like he fits in well to the movie too. It's like, oh yeah, Usher. So yeah, faculty classic.
Snap. Okay, good call. Oh yeah, Clea Duvall. She was like the creepy girl in a lot of those movies too. She was in She's All That too. She was like the artist.
The dark-haired one.
Yes. Yeah.
The stereotypical emo kid.
Yes. Oh, snap. Okay.
So faculty, I actually need to track that one down. And then this is another one that I just happened to see yesterday as I was browsing Prime. I watched it on a sick day a while back. It is called Saturn III.
Okay.
It is, from 1980. Two lovers stationed on a remote base in the asteroid field of Saturn are intruded upon by a retentive technocrat from Earth.
Of course they are.
And his charge, a malevolent 8-foot robot. But this here's the cast.
Always start. Yeah.
Farrah Fawcett, Kirk Douglas, Harvey Keitel.
That's weird.
It's very like, and this is like Kirk Douglas.
Sorry.
He's like 60 or 70, and he's like still in the movie running laps around the ship, doing push-ups and everything. Like, Kirk Douglas, what we should all aim to be once we get older.
I guess, man, dude.
There's a really it's very cheesy at some scenes. Like, I'll spoil it. Harvey Keitel dies.
What?
And so the robot.
You spoil it for me. I don't like that. I don't like being spoiled.
And so later in the movie, the robot is using his voice to lure out the other two people. He's like, "I'm okay. I'm fine." And then it takes a shot to the robot, and it's the robot with the head of Harvey Keitel sitting on top of it. "Look at me. I'm okay."
That's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's like when he talks with the police chief.
Yeah.
All we wanted to do was whatever. Yeah.
So yeah, Saturn III. Campy, but it's got that whole, it's a space thing. Evil robot. 80s.
I think Headless and I need to go through Evil Dead.
Do it.
Groupings this week, maybe. Yes? No? Maybe so? I'm looking for hey, Thumb.
Thumb.
He's like, stop talking to me. Do your damn show. What?
Would you do Evil Dead 1, 2, then Army of Darkness and the reboot, or would you just do Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness?
No, all of them.
Okay. Because 1 and 2 are basically the same movie.
I know, but why not both of them?
No, I mean it's good. They're very different, but yeah, story wise, it's.
I'll just go like this for the you know what part with the unsavory the
vine.
The unsavory forest folk.
Those ints are getting
bad.
The Harvey Weinstein trees.
Bad trees, bad. Okay, we should talk about good plants though. Let's talk about good plants.
So is that your T for QT?
Is that my QT?
Yeah. Even though I threw off the engineer earlier.
That's okay. He's like, T, nope.
No T.
See? T, I still have it left.
Delicious. It's my new thing. What is your T, yo?
Okay, so I made a boo-boo last week. And I said I was doing China Keemun, right? Isn't that what I did last week? Okay. Yeah, that's what you claimed. I definitely didn't do China Keemun last week.
Fake podcast news.
I know, my bad. I'm sorry. I can't get it together. Jeez. I actually did Indian Assam last week, and I was thinking about as I'm sipping it, and I was like, yeah, China Keemun, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is definitely not China Keemun. Mm-hmm. No, not so much. So anyways, I did Indian Assam last week, and that was the remember, so like the little beady once and it was like malty flavored. So this today is actually China Keemun, another traditional. They call it like a single leaf tea because sometimes when you have like a English breakfast or something like that, you're combining different types of traditional black teas.
Okay.
But this is just a one leaf tea from China. And this is not malty. It's toasty. And that's why I said toast. Remember toasty. That? Yeah. So it's just very standard traditional black tea, great caffeine content. Again, remember we talked about that the black teas have a lot more caffeine content than green tea.
Coffee, black, green,
white. Exactly. Good job. See, you do listen to me sometimes for a 2-minute span once a week on a Sunday.
For caffeinated purposes, yes.
Things you need to know. Even though you seem to enjoy the herb oils better. The herb oils better than the caffeinated.
They're nice to sip on the night.
Today, I did buy them for you, by the way. I did want to tell you about a place that I went, and this is just kind of talking about from last week, where is your tea really coming from? Where is it coming from? And I visited a tea house when I went to go see a concert in Boulder. Guess who I went and saw in Boulder?
Buckingham?
Correct. Yes, this was actually the concert where I met him for the first time. Well, first time, but anyways. So I wanted to tell you about, it's called the Boulder Dushanbe Tea House.
Okay.
And when I became a tea master over at my Casa de Tea, my workplace, I actually had to do a presentation on something tea to gain my mastership. And so I actually talked about Boulder Dushanbe because the thing that's really cool about this place is that it was built in Dushanbe, Tajikistan, who happens to be a sister city of Boulder. And after they built it, they decided to gift it to Boulder as like a sign of just like peace and sister city type thing. And they took it down piece by piece, including all the like intricacies of the wood and the paintings. And they built it by hand back in Boulder.
Jeebus.
Which is, it's insane. Like, so I implore you to take a look. But it says, completely built by hand without the use of any power tools, the tea house was constructed in Dushanbe, Tajikistan, as a gift to their sister city, Boulder. It was disassembled, crated up, and sent halfway around the world to be rebuilt the same way as a symbol of friendship and cultural exploration. And it's unbelievable. I don't know. I think Headless posted the picture, but like it just doesn't even do it justice.
Looks really pretty.
Everything's hand painted. Everything. They have like the 7 maidens around this giant like fountain in the center, and they're like marble. Like it's insane. I'll send you more pictures. But nice. If you're ever up in the mountainous regions of Boulder, Colorado, and the Rocky Mountain foothills, give it a try. Yeah, I remember when we went, because that was the day of the concert, and I was nervous because that's just how I am, just perpetually nervous. And I really wanted to enjoy and eat and do all the tea and stuff, and I did, but I was too nervous. But it was really good. So
keep shaking my tea.
I know. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So Boulder Dushanbe. Completely and utterly gorgeous. Really, really neat. And give it a try. There you go. Yeah. Thanks for listening. There you go.
So last week you said there's over like thousands of tea.
Yeah, a ton. So, like 1,500-ish. Give or take.
So of that 1,500, is that like, that falls under here's black tea, rooibos, and then there's different flavors per those?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that there's little intricacies of like the black teas and the green teas, and because there's like matcha, or there's like traditional herbal teas where it's like a like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm.
So it's like the Sonic has multiple drink combinations, but the thing is, it's in the word combinations of
right. Okay, but it's the actual like leaf that's being plucked from the plant.
Okay,
Camellia sinensis.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Maybe I'll talk more about that next week and go to something that's not so much an intense, like, black tea.
Talk your leaf, yo.
We all have our leaves to talk about, I guess.
We do.
This just happens to be mine. I don't know. I don't judge.
This is my leave. This is the responsibility I take with my leave.
Awesome. Well, shall we do some games of some sort?
Yeah, I go first again this week. And I already pulled. I don't know if you saw me trying to be, sneaky, and I wasn't being sneaky at all.
I didn't pull mine until I woke up. I was like, I didn't pull a headline. So
just pulled it out of the box. Here's my headline box.
Mine's interesting. Mine would scare the crap out of me.
The headline?
Yeah.
Okay, then definitely I'm going first then, because I don't want to be scared.
Well, you'll see what I mean.
Okay, fine. All right. So we're doing who would win. And for those of you that are playing along at home, play along, kids. Let's go. We pit 2 celebrity or famous people against each other in a very random event. And this just made me, I almost started laughing when I saw this, but here's the event today. Pillow fight. Okay, and I haven't even looked at who they are. So, okay, here we go. And our first competitor in the pillow fight is Thomas Edison, inventor and entrepreneur. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And versus, oh gosh, Muhammad Ali, a boxer. I know, my bad, I should have looked. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ready, Ryan, go.
Obviously, I'm going to say Muhammad Ali is going to win the pillow fight, but
I didn't look at who the competitors were this year. And this time I should have,
but Thomas Edison's going to take the credit for it.
He's like the perpetual motion of the pillow, and then I gotcha. Okay,
I did that.
Yeah. Ding.
just like Tesla. It's mine.
Well, Tesla was a D though. I heard, wasn't he a D?
So was Edison.
Oh, was he? Which would? Yeah, one of them was like a big time D. Maybe it was it Edison?
They were very anti each other, from what I heard.
Okay, maybe we should put them against each other with the fluffy down filled, fluffies. See what happens. All right. Anyways, I can't believe
like electricity going throughout the park and everything. Like, step right there, Edison. I dare you.
Is that what Tesla sounds like? That's what Edison sounds like. Okay, that's cool. I can't believe I picked Muhammad Ali for a pillow fight. It's like on each of his hands. There you go.
I mean,
boxing gloves. Yes.
He wouldn't even have to hit you that hard because he would just come out like you said, move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He would
float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Yeah.
Yeah, just like dodge, swag, dodge, swag.
Sting.
I mean, you and Muhammad Ali could do interpretive dancing together with your Dirty Dancing. Yeah.
My scarf. They're right there to your right. Look up. Over. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
No, had the time of my life.
I don't even know if am I punching right? Where's my thumb supposed to be? I don't know.
I believe the American fist is sideways, but the British is that.
But where's the thumb go? So I don't break my thumb. It goes under? See, I wasn't even doing it right. I was doing it here. This? That's right. Right there. I use my words, not my hands to solve problems, okay? I don't solve them very well, but I still use my words anyway.
I just run in there like a rhino.
Okay, I'm scared. Scared for my spooky headline.
All right, the headline taken from The Onion, because that's the only, well, you can find some really good headlines, but those are actually fake. So, from The Onion, scientists warned Florida will be under 6 feet of snakes by 2021. Again, from The Onion, scientists warn Florida will be under 6 feet of snakes by 2021.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's been flying around above Florida for the last 6 months, so.
Sitting down, motherfucking snakes in my motherfucking plane.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they, I think they started in South America, but they came up because they kept seeing those Florida Man articles. And so they're just like, I think
we'll be right at home here. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I hissed like a snake when I said this.
The image is just disturbing because it's just piles upon piles of snake.
So, no, I have a question though, because you're saying under 6 feet piles of snake. Are we talking like stacked like pancakes?
Like if there was like if there was a flood of water came in, but instead of water, it was 6 feet deep of snakes.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's why I was saying that's a bit horrifying. I mean,
well, I have a question though. So, because we're talking about like like the border wall, and maybe this is having to do with, like re-election promises and stuff. Like, would that be good building materials for like
snakes,
Mexico and stuff? Yeah. Like, would that work if they like braided them?
I wouldn't cross a wall of snakes.
Well, yeah. I mean, that actually might work. I'm just saying, like, if he wants us to build a wall, like maybe, I don't know. So,
well, apparently the wall that was built fell over, so
Yeah, the half mile section.
If we had a wall of snakes built that we knew for sure Voldemort was in charge.
Dude, that would be, yeah. But then, like, I don't know, maybe.
Build my wall.
But then what's his face? Neville will just come in and,
Yeah, just brings his giant sword, just cuts a hole.
Harry Potter would have some very interesting, like, thoughts in his head from what the snakes are telling him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he told me to do. He said someone's going to have to build this wall and someone's going to have to pay for it, but it's not.
Well, it might work. I mean, if the wall gets built, then Potter would be able to know if anyone crossed over because he can speak to the snakes.
Exactly. Parcel tongue, man.
Yeah.
That would be a little weird.
Were they coming for a better life? Yes. Were they coming to
Were they coming for a better life? They went to Florida. No, obviously not.
Yeah. I mean,
no offense, Florida. I mean, at this point, no offense, USA. So, anyways. Well, and I'm also thinking about it that, like, okay, so you said that we would be under 6 feet of snakes by what? 2021. Oh, so by
January.
Like,
we have a few months.
Okay, so like with the way that this year has been going anyways, do we think 6 feet of giant snakes is the worst thing?
Depends on the snakes.
That's true. It could be like little garter snakes. Little baby
if they're like bull snakes and like non-poisonous snakes.
Yeah. Aw.
But if it's like 6 feet of rattlesnakes.
We have 6 feet of rattlesnakes out here already. Just come to Albuquerque.
Yeah, but they're not like 6 feet deep where you have to wade through them where they're above your head.
That's scary. Yeah, I mean, but to be honest, like that doesn't sound like something that would be coming from the Onion. That just sounds like some normal like news because just with the way that this has been going. Like
Cthulhu has raised from the ocean depths and brought snakes with him.
What? Oh, it's babies. Baby.
My children come with me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm like, I don't know. Do you think murder hornets? I think like I'd rather have 6 feet of snakes than murder hornets, to be honest.
Murder hornets I can take out with a can of hairspray and a lighter.
So this is my boomstick.
Snakes, they're all over, yeah. Snakes, you have to like get the torch like Indiana Jones, be like, Marion, don't touch the walls.
Why did it have to be snakes? Come around, come here. I should probably see if she's finished her Pringles. I just like every time like we're doing the show now, I just assume that she's upstairs with thing Pringles.
Is it like
gotta go back and buy some more Pringles. It's shopping day.
Like, here's your podcast Pringle supply.
It's like a water bottle and podcast Pringles. This episode of Riding Rizzo is brought to you by letter P for Pringles and S for they're snakes.
So PS for short.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So next week we have some plannings to do, but next week should be fun. Yeah. And the second portion of my costume did arrive a couple of days ago, and I'm very excited.
I need to fluff my wig.
I actually need to pull mine out of the thing, but they'll see next week.
I pulled mine out, but I need to fluff it. So yeah. I don't think. Yeah. I think we just said we'll try to be in character the whole time. That's going to be annoying. So
I think
character references.
Yes, I was thinking quotes actually, like quotes, and just like the behind the ears thing.
Yeah. Which makes no sense to anyone watching right now, but it will next week.
It's frightening, but it'll be fun. So I think quotes, and then just like movie things, and maybe we'll go over album 14.
I need to watch.
That was my way of putting it out there.
I need to rewatch those movies just for fun.
Do that this week.
I'll probably do that. Do at least one. Yay! And we're on social places. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1.
See, they're already gonna know. Yes, we are on social places. It would be at Ryan and Rizzo, with whether you're tweetering or instant grandma-ing.
Instagramming. Grandma. And I'll put up a few screenshots that I have from the Darth Vader comic that I had. So I'll show those up again.
I liked when you did that last week. That was awesome.
The Moon Knight ones were really pretty. So I'll try to do it again. Just like, hey, that's the one thing I love about comics is just the artwork is one of the story is awesome, but sometimes just the art is what just takes you away. So.
Like the music with me. See, it's the same. Comics and music.
Take away. And we've got the email, ryanandrizzo@gmail.com. And yeah.
Write us, kids. Bye. Send us post.
All the bumblebee tunas one could need.
Bumblebee tuna.
The bumblebee of
Speaking
tunas.
of Ace Ventura.
Laces out, Marino.
That's right. I thank you. It's none of your damn business. I think you stay out of my personal affairs.
I'd be happy for you to go away. Did I tell you when I last year, since we're coming up on the year? Oh, it was a year ago. For Doug Benson's podcast, someone dressed up as Ace Ventura in the tutu.
I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it.
She looked awesome.
Cool.
All right, we'll just thumb it.
Ryan and Rizzo is a part of the Musing with McWillie Creative Network. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan and Rizzo. For more info about the show, go to mcwillie.com/podcast.
I like to do the blah blah. McWillie.com.